Hello and welcome back to The Odyssey. Today we're adding an exciting new segment to our repertoire, and that is style. Style has a very strong affinity with films, and not just within films. It as an industry thrives on the back of film-related activities such as promotions, such as appearances, anywhere and everywhere. So it felt right to add this to our channel. But more than that, I also like to dip into the sartorial choices that our actors make. So it'll be interesting to look at that and to look at their journey. And there are no prizes for guessing for who our first actor here is. I mean, we couldn't do it without Timothée Chalamet, could we? So, I mean, it's a given, it's obvious. However, this was a particularly onerous one for me to create because there is so much choice. There is so much choice. Every look is a banger. So what do? It's pretty difficult. But the first thing that crops up in my head when I think about Timothée Chalamet's style is groundbreaking or breakthrough, because there was almost like a glass ceiling in the way over men's dressing, and that's how men used to dress. It was pretty conservative, but Mr. Chalamet came and broke it, shattered the entire glass ceiling, and now we can imagine things that we couldn't have imagined because he's shown us. But why does it become groundbreaking? So there are two reasons for it. One is that his dressing is very gender fluid. He just doesn't give a damn about whether this is menswear or women's wear. He's worn a jacket without a shirt, and that jacket was from women's wear collection, and he wore it on red carpet with great finesse. So that's one. Secondly, I feel when I look at all the archives, the Timothée Chalamet archives, is that there is the principles of classic tailoring, but then he'll just flip it on its head. So maybe the fabric or the cut, something within it will be pretty formal, and then he will just flip it on its head and it will be complete magic. So let's look at a few of his looks now. First is the grey metallic number that he wore. Again, very classic, yet the fabric, look at the fabric. It's completely new and unique. If I look at another look that he did at Venice, I think, then there's a structure in the shoulder, but then the fabric is something, again, very different. We couldn't have imagined that much of sparkle in a formal wear, but then there's structure there. And then, of course, we can't forget the red backless number, again designed by the same French friend, Heather. And that is one moment where it did split the audience as well, but I thought it was fabulous. Now, if I look ahead, then there is a Prada suit that he wore at the Oscars. There is a Tom Ford, a golden suit that he wore at the Cannes Film Festival. And very recently, he wore the black latex long coat. I mean, again, who could have imagined that? He wore that for the promotion of Wonka. He was maybe some airport, I believe. But then again, it's something that no one could have thought of, and he does it. One thing that I'd really like to pull up is also the harness that he wore at the Golden Globes. So again, formal shirt, formal trousers, and then there's a harness. There's a sequined harness. And that is just so playful and interesting. Now, if we talk about Mr. Chalamet and we don't talk about his hair, that's not possible. We can't look over his luscious curls, can we? But for some reason, at least, so मैं लाहौर से बात कर रहा हूँ, and I live in Lahore, and what I see around me is men getting their hair straightened up and then forming almost like a mountain that does not move. Tsunami aa jaye, whatever happens, that mountain does not move. Now, that is quite a dated thing, I'd say. We should learn something from Mr. Chalamet's effortless style, where the hair also moves. It's not stuck in one place, and there's this sense of almost like having a bed head, even though it's made up, but still looks like a bed head, and that's great. And if you want to look back, Hugh Grant had something similar as well, that floppy hair. I mean, and if he's looking at Hugh Grant, then probably he's looking for the right direction, I guess. Now, GQ has done its third cover, I believe, with Timothée, and they can't get enough of him, and for the right reasons, of course. And I'd leave you here with one of the ads that he did with Chanel Blue. This ad was shot by Martin Scorsese, which is huge, of course, and he just rocks it as one could expect of him. So you can thank me for later for this one. And with that, it's a wrap. I will just want to thank you for listening to my ramblings about Mr. Chalamet's style, and I will catch you very, very soon.